Hello, welcome to the Spotlight Show. I'm your host. My name is Jabez Napoleon Ogbale, and thank you for joining me today on this wonderful evening. We're shooting right now from the city of Toronto, from the GBKM network, and thanks once again. So if you're watching me, wherever you may be, any part of the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's an awesome day, and I'm glad that you're sharing your evening with me today. Thank you once again. And remember, right now we're live on all our social media handles on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at GBKMTV. So remember, like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends and family about this show. Welcome once again. And of course, this show is made possible by viewers like you and all our supporters out there. And special thanks once again to our partners and our sponsors and supporters, the African Young Entrepreneurs. I always give them kudos for the wonderful work they are doing across Africa, the Caribbean and North America and Europe. They are spreading very fast. It's a network of young African entrepreneurs doing great things, and they have a network of over 10 million entrepreneurs already, and they have wonderful programs and they have wonderful plans for the future. Check them out on www.aye online.org. My apologies, www.ayeonline.org. And of course, our other wonderful sponsor from Canada here, Imani's Place, is a shelter. It's black-led for women who are victims of domestic violence, human trafficking, sex trafficking, etc. They have wonderful programs, and very soon I'm going to be sharing some of the wonderful initiatives that they are taking on within the community. So if you know any brother, any sister out there, any mother out there who is a victim of any of these circumstances, or who is homeless, having issues, be it illegal, immigration, whatever, reach out to them. They have a lot of resources to help. And of course, Pan-African Arts, Culture and Trade Institute, wonderful organization. Check them out, www.paacati.org, pakati.org. Yes, I'm so excited today, and sorry for those mispronunciations. But today is a wonderful day. Like I always say, this show is about me and you, discussing topics of interest affecting, people of color, people of African descent, wherever you may be across the globe, topics that affect us, especially migrants in the diaspora. Today is no different. Today we are going to take a wonderful journey, you and I. What is my topic of discussion today? My topic for discussion today is called, importance of empathy. I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to motivate. I'm only here to empower. Empathy is very important in this day and age. Why do I say that? The ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Have you watched the news recently? So much chaos and commotion happening across the globe. So much injustice. And I begin to wonder, humanity has evolved so much. Technologically we've advanced. Then why all this unnecessary challenges still? But that is the beauty of human nature. That is the beauty of freedom of speech. That is the beauty of freedom of choice. So today we're going to talk about the importance of that. And you're going to be wondering, you understand, what does empathy got to do with empowerment? It's very important, and that's why we're going to take a journey today. All right, across the globe, killings of unarmed black youth, people of color, has become something that has continued to reoccur in the United States of America. It is worrying, and people are beginning to discuss this and looking for ways to actually put an end to all these issues. And that's why even as we struggle with the negative impact of COVID-19, restrictions on travel in many countries, inability to socialize, to have festivals in the park, to have trade shows, to have music festivals and all that, because now there's restrictions. Even with the job losses and the business closure, yet again we begin to see issues that's really not supposed to be happening in this time and this age. I want to give kudos to everyone out there fighting for injustice in the system, whatever country you may be, whether you're in North America, you're in Africa, you're in Europe, Middle East, Asia. Kudos, because it is a lot of work, you understand, because the society we enjoy today was made possible by the sacrifice of many. And that's why today I'm going to take us on a journey, and we're going to take a look, a deep look into all these police killings and brutality across the globe. Why and what is the solution towards that? So guys, Recently, you saw the boycott. Yes, for the lovers of basketball, hockey, you see what happened in the NBA, and I want to say special thanks. You know, whoever may be watching, if you're a fan, if you're a player in the hockey league or NBA in North America, you know, it's high time. You know, we begin to take a stand, and whatever position of power you may find yourself, it's very important that you speak out. You understand? Because if you don't speak out, then definitely you're part of the problem. That, in my opinion. So thanks to all those young athletes, you understand, who decide to lose some money, not to play, and make their voice heard, because it's just important. I always tell people, there's power in numbers. You know, you need to take advantage of that. All right, guys, what do you think about the boycott and all this? You know, trending news about police killings, you know, some of these injustices. What I don't like about all this trend is the, you know, politicization of all these matters. I don't think anyone should take these kind of matters and use this for political gains. I just think we need a solution. Okay, so right, but I'm not going to take away, you know, the experience you have on this show, which is, you know, providing data and insights so you can make informed decision, you know, talking about opportunities out there for people of African descent, you know, across the globe, you know, migrants across the world. Spotlight Show is a program we discuss issues across the world that affect people of African descent in diaspora. We share information and data from research so that we're able to make informed decisions, you know. But I want us to quickly look at this issue because, you know, it's become a, you know, dinner table discussion, and it affects, you know, people within the African community a lot, you understand, because it's very, very painful when you see some of these things happening, because, I mean, these are human beings that police are just shooting for no reason, and I believe there are a way to de-escalate some of this situation, you know, from slave trade to its abolition, from civil rights women to women's suffrage, you know, from gay rights to decriminalization of cannabis in some of these countries, and now, you know, the use of, you know, police using fatal force on African American, you understand, and, you know, I begin to wonder, you know, is this the end or is this the beginning? You know, at this point in time, I just want people to reflect. You know, empathy is very important, and this is why I'm talking about empathy, because in whatever position, in whatever office you find yourself, you understand, you always have to, you know, be able to have that skill set, empathy. Because that way you are able to make better decisions, you understand, that improves, you know, your life and the lives of others within your community. You know, so as we people of African descent, you know, as if we don't have enough problems. A lot of us left the continent and the Caribbean islands, you know, to come to Europe or North America seeking better opportunities, and we don't want to be faced with this kind of discrimination. It's very, very, very uncomfortable, you know, and please, you know, for politicians out there, many of my viewers, I know, you know, some of you are politicians, some of you are in the police force, some of you have brothers, sisters, parents, you know, who are politicians or in the police force. So trust me, I don't want to do on the negativity. I'm always here to provide solutions, and that's why I want to talk about this and see what are the solutions out there to end this problem, if we truly want to end it. Okay, so guys, I'm going to brighten up your day, and so we're going to go into this topic today about this use of fatal force. Let's take a journey and understand how did this start, and you know, what are the issues and challenges, and how do we go back. And before we go there, you know, there's a data on the screen right now, and we're just focusing on America. Why are we focusing on America? Because America prides itself as the leaders of the free world, you understand, a country that uses democracy. But before we go there, you know, we try to get data to look at. You know, America obviously, you know, is a civilized nation, and you know, this is a CNN report, and this CNN report actually shed some light into police training. Different cities on the screen right now, you see in North Carolina, police officers are mandated to have 620 hours of training. When compared to the same city in North Carolina, a licensed barber, you know, actually needs double of those hours, more than double of those hours. And you begin to wonder why in North Carolina. In California, the same thing. Police officers look at the hours that they require to be trained and licensed. In comparison to a cosmetologist, it's almost double. The same thing in Michigan. When compare the training hours for a police officer with an electrician, the difference is huge. And Florida, Massachusetts, and Louisiana. And I begin to wonder, okay, you know, policing is not easy, and it's not for everyone. I love to be a police. Growing up, I always played police, and again, we call police and thief for some of us that grew up in Africa, you know, but police is not for everyone, and people need to understand that when you are put in that position, yes, you are scared. Yes, you have anxieties. There's adrenaline popping, but so is that of a soldier. There's no difference. You understand? But policing is a community service. You understand? You build a relationship within that community that you serve because you took an oath to serve and protect. So I'm beginning to wonder: are all this killing due to lack of training, as shown in this CNN report? I personally don't think so, because there are deeper issues, within the community and the police force that result in the use of fatal force. And guys, I did some further research and I found this. They say when the police, I'm going to read this. When the police believe a suspect could harm or kill them, the suspect, they are usually trained to fire as many gunshots as it takes to bring down that suspect. Officers use deadly force on a suspect they perceive to be an imminent threat of death or bodily harm to the officers or others. In training, police are told to use force until that person no longer presents a threat. I was a bit surprised when I read this. It's actually law. If police suspect that their life is in danger, they have the right to empty their bullet on that particular threat. It's amazing. But further, legally, the number of shots officers fire often does not matter. Wow. Once they believe you are a threat, the number of shots that they discharge doesn't matter. That's under the Fourth Amendment. Now I'm talking about America. Under the Fourth Amendment, officers must have had a reason to believe the suspect they fired on was a threat or could kill them or cause great bodily harm. The court determines whether the officer was reasonable in making that assessment, not whether the number of shots fired was reasonable. Wow. Guys, we need to educate ourselves, honestly speaking. Some of these laws are really, really not in the best interest of mankind. Further, in America and in most parts of the world, officers are trained in use of force than almost any other skill. Wow. Use of force is one of the most important skills that they learn than any other skill. Okay? They often don't receive as much training in physical apprehension or empty hand techniques that could prevent the loss of lives. Wow, police are actually trained to take lives as opposed to the opposite. So guys, we need to begin to learn this, and for everyone working out there, including the BLM group, Black Lives Matter group, we need to not only, go out there demonstrating and people taking advantage, because people want to do a peaceful demonstration. Even in America, the facts are there that a lot of the time that there's demonstration, those that come in to cause chaos and looting and rioting and burning are not really part of the group. These are just anarchists, you understand, taking advantage of a very good intention to create chaos. And a lot of politicians knows that some of this group are not even in support of this. People hijack their campaign to do this violence. So guys, I really need, if you're listening right now, wherever it may be, you have friends in all this group, we need to begin to allocate funds, you understand, to educate our people of color in general, about these laws. That look, police are trained to use force. Okay? So when you have an interaction with cop, until the law is changed, when you have an interaction with a police officer, you need to remain calm. You understand? Don't provoke them. Because when it goes to court, the judge is not, like the law said, the judge is not looking at how many bullets were discharged. You understand? They are looking at the cop have reasonable evidence or proof that their life was at risk. And that's all that matters, guys. And it's wow, it's amazing. So let's begin to educate ourselves. Let's tell our brothers and sisters that, look, yes, growing up, they say police is your friend. Police are still your friend, you understand? In every organization, there's good, the bad, and the ugly. And let's don't take that, 1% or, whatever number of percentage of those few bad ones, you understand, to categorize the entire police force, whether in America, in Europe, in Africa, Middle East, or any part of the world. So guys, you see that this is real. So let's take a look further and be able to understand, how these laws affect us. Because, like I said, I'm not a fan of, taking this matter into using it as a political weapon against any opponent, like what's happening in America right now. We need to take issues. You understand? Some of these individuals are already in, some of these people are senators, they're in Congress, you understand? They're chiefs of police, mayors, and governors. Guys, you can do something. Okay, so I'm going to take you on a quick journey, and I want to show you some of these, issues, you understand? And before we go further, as you can see on my screen, we're not going to zoom in there right now. This is something from an organization. I'm going to take you on a journey there. In the United States, for example, federal governments try to track the number of people killed in interaction with the U.S. police. And in doing so, there's been a law that was passed not too long ago, Death in Custody Reporting Act. That was passed in the United States, which means anytime there's a death in police custody, they need to be able to record that and have that data. Well, some of these were not funded, and some of these laws have not been effective. I actually found out that some of the top crime data experts in Washington determined that they could not properly count how many Americans die each year at the hands of police, so they stopped. So I'm wondering, is there a reason? Because, I mean, come on, in the 21st century, you cannot tell me it's very hard, because every occurrence is reported. These police officers, I mean, we know who they are, the station know who they are, the same thing with their firearms. So if you're able to, you know, look at COVID-19, it was tracked perfectly. Even the economy is being tracked perfectly. So I'm just wondering, why is it so hard to collect data of some of these killings that happened, you know, during police interaction? Well, that's the issue. What we found out is that police department are supposed to report deaths, but many police departments do not follow these rules because there's no reporting system in place for data collection, and there are no consequences for failing to report these numbers. So as a result, even though there's a law to track this, nothing's happening. And it's quite discouraging. And I believe, for those of you watching, this is an industry that needs to be disrupted. Honestly speaking, this industry needs to be disrupted because, come on, human lives are very important. And these young men and these young women that are being killed, you know, they are human beings. They are brothers, they are sisters, they are parents. You understand? You don't know the gift inside of them and what they could contribute to mankind. You understand? So it's very important that we begin to task, you know, people in position of authority, people in power right now. Do your best and see how you can make some of these changes. Okay, Campaign Zero. Campaign Zero is an organization that found a solution. So while we continue to look for solutions within the societies, we try and use technology to track some of these things and find solutions to some of these problems. There's an organization right now in America that have been able to do some policy research, and they came out with some solutions to these problems. And what they realize is that there's an insular culture of police department. You know, there's this blue wall of silence. You understand? In America, you know, police are referred to, you know, the blues because of some of their uniforms are mostly blue. But there's this, it's like a fraternity. There's this wall of silence. They protect themselves, and I don't know why. You see, it's only guilty people that need to protect themselves. If you're innocent, you have nothing to hide. Yeah, people will say, "Oh, Mr. Man, that's easier said than done." But that's the truth, because police are trained to protect and to serve. There is, you know, police affairs, there's internal affairs, there are different units within the police department that police the police, that should make sure that, you know, they are not above the law. But it seems that there's laps and gaps in some of these processes, and I think technology can solve some of this. And if not even technology, we human beings can come together and agree to solve some of these problems if we are sincere. Because police brutality or police use of fatal force is not just in America, it's across the world. It affects everybody. Okay, there's the aggressive defense of police officers and resistance to change in police union. Of course, most adults are resistant to change, you understand? But times have changed, and times keep changing, and we keep evolving. So we need to adapt to change. There's a legal protection granted to police officers. It's called the qualified immunity. You cannot actually sue a police officer. There's historic racism in police departments. So in this part of the world, racism has been a big issue. And I mean, police kill both people of European descent and people of African descent. And the issue is that because people of African descent are considered minority in this part of the world, you know, they are seen as, in terms of the proportion between both races, it seems that the black, because they are minority, is higher. So that is why this always is now becoming an issue. And apart from that, there's the militarization of the police. So some of the tactics that they use, it's sometimes I watch the news and I see some of the gear that American police force actually carry. I'm like, wow, there's no difference between them and the military, because I know there's a relationship in America between the army and police, whereby some of their weapons or some of their assets or vehicles are given to the police, etc. And apart from that, some people say there's inadequate training in the police academy. Like you just heard, police are mostly taught how to use force as opposed to using, other tactics that is less fatal. And psychology of possessing absolute power. Some people believe that some police see themselves as above the law, and in their interaction with people, they showed such. They have such belief, and people get really, really worried and have these unnecessary interactions with police that get escalated, and there's this just misunderstanding between police officer and a civilian, because some of these police officers see themselves as absolute authority, and as a result, you must do what I say, as you know. So, guys, some of the solutions that this image. So let's go to that Camp Zero email. We're going to zoom in, and you see some of these 10 policies that they've brought about. So what they are doing is that they advocate for police reform, offer specific suggestions to combat police brutality, such as body cameras, civilian review board, improve police training, demilitarization of police force, and legislation aimed at reducing brutality, such as the Justice in Police Act of 2020, where some people are advocating to defund the police. They call for full or partial diversion of funds allocated to police department, which will be redirected towards community and social services. I mean, there are some people who advocate for dismantling the police. They call for police department to be dismantled and rebuilt from the ground up, as done by some European countries. And those who advocate to abolish police department call for police department to be disbanded entirely or to be replaced by other community and social services. I mean, these are some of the discussion out there. But if we zoom in back to this campaign zero, you can see that they want to end broken policing, because I mean, police should have a very good relationship within the community that they police or they protect. They need community oversight, limit the use of force. You understand? Because I know some police are giving the what do you call it? These weapons that discharge electricity, to hinder some of these their victims or people they are trying to arrest. So there's so many options out there that can actually reduce or erase the need for fatal force in policing. I mean, I'm an immigrant myself in Canada, so and I came from England, and England is a good example. There's two types of police force. The community police force, they are not armed. It's true, they are not armed, but what they do enable to de-escalate situation is numbers. So if they are called to a specific scene, you don't see one or two police officers. You see at least 10 police officers come in the van. So you get really, really intimidated by the sheer amount of police that surround you. However, when those individuals pose a threat to the officers or the community, maybe they are armed or something, there is a different kind of police force, the tactical unit that is actually armed, that actually come, you understand, to either escalate the issue or to remove the threat. You understand? So I think a whole lot of countries, including African and Caribbeans, can learn from some of these policies, because police brutality, like I said, not just in America. It happens in Africa, in the Middle East, in Europe, all over the world, you understand, because police are human beings. You understand? As a human being, you really have a very limited time frame to think when you are faced with a threat. You understand? But some of these killings, thanks to 21st century, now a lot of people have cameras. People are becoming very, very conscious when they see police interaction, especially the police of European descent with the person of color, people from Africa or Middle East, Asia, and the rest. People begin to record because they don't know what might happen. Because it seems that some of these cops are scared. And I don't know why. We're all human beings. So this takes me back to a famous quote from Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong, the American astronaut. Do not quote me on this. I read an article where he said that while he was in space, he looked down and he saw planet Earth. Planet Earth was so small. So he's now wondering, in space, this planet that we wake up every day, we go out there to our businesses, try to, earn income and wages, trying to build houses, build business. When you look at Earth from space, we are so insignificant. We are so little. We're like ants. You understand? So he realized that all this unnecessary hustling, all this, you know, all this fighting, all this capitalism, all this superiority or inferiority complex is irrelevant, because when you look at Earth from space, Earth is so small, and we're so small in the universe, and you begin to wonder why all this commotion and why all this hatred amongst mankind. It's just uncalled for. All right, guys, I had to share that information with you, and like I said, this show is all about you know, data and information. We don't just talk about the problems, we also provide solution to this problem. So please, if you're watching right now, like I said before, you are in the position of power, you're in politics, you're in government, you are family members in government, please take actions, do your own part. And I must say that the Campaign Zero organization actually said that there's progress being made in some of those policies in both federal, state, local legislation addressing police violence. So people actually beginning to take steps. It's not as if people are not taking steps in America, they're beginning to take steps, you know. We're on a journey, you know. It's going to take time to root out this evil within the society, within the police force, and begin to change people's mind. Because remember, everything starts from the mind. We need to consciously renew our mind, and that's why I call the topic of this show empathy. If I'm a police officer, obviously I'll be scared for my life, because I'm trying. Somebody broke the law, or I suspect this person of breaking the law, and I'm trying to ascertain if this is the case. And if I feel threatened, obviously, as a police officer, I'm going to the shooting range every time to discharge my weapon, you know, to begin to train and all that. There's this adrenaline, and people that get used to handling weapons all the time, it's very easy for them to pull the trigger, because it's like what? It's 5 pound squeeze, and boom, you know, you end somebody's life. But you know, we need to begin to put ourselves in the position of empathy to be able to de-escalate, or perhaps if the police force is not able to do that, maybe training needs to be done, because I already heard now that certain 911 calls, depending on the situation, they may have to send a mental health specialist as well, because some of these cops are not trained on mental health. Guys, mental health is a big issue in the society. Believe it or not, people are suffering mentally due to heartbreak, due to loss of job, due to bankruptcy, trauma, different things. Look, guys, people are dressed looking good, you understand, but you don't know what's in the mind. So this is what I want, you know, police and all of us to think. Have empathy. Try and see if this person was, if I was this person, okay? Or if this was my brother, would I take this action? Would I take this step? You understand? So be your brother's keeper, regardless of color of the skin, regardless of place of birth, regardless of height, your religious affiliation, sexual orientation. It's all irrelevant, because at the end of the day, we come and we go. Okay, guys? So like I said, this is not a motivational talk. I'm just here to empower, and I've done that by showing some of these things that we can do. You know, let police begin to wear body cameras, you know, involve mental health, because you need social services also in the police force. Honestly speaking, community policing is not easy. Okay, trying to eradicate police force, in my personal opinion, I don't think that is wise, because there are some dangerous civilians within the community who just want to create chaos and harm. And we need a police force or police service. Let me correct myself. A police service. I'm not a fan of the word police force. Police service that can actually be called to de-escalate or remove such a threat. Just like the fire service is very important. If the house is a building is on fire, you don't want civilians carrying bucket of water. You need professionals who are trained, you understand, in this particular scenario, have the necessary skill set to be able to neutralize such threat or such fire. Same thing with police force. So I'm not in support of eradicating the police force. I just need they need to be, you know, reformed. That's the word. They need to begin to show empathy as well. It's very hard, honestly speaking. Even myself, it took me a long time to actually understand empathy, and ever since then, I try to take that in every decisions I make. Okay, guys. All right, enough of that. Good news, guys. All right, like I said, this show is being broadcast live from Canada, and I have very good news for those of us here in Canada. See, I pride myself. I'm a Canadian. I'm an immigrant. I'm a Canadian. I'm a citizen of Canada, and I pride myself on this country. I love Canada a lot. You understand? Something recently happened. You know, there's a new policy from Immigration Canada that allows visitors to apply for work permit without leaving the country. Okay? So I do not have an immigration consultant here today, but I can share some information to that. So what's happening is that if you have been in Canada proud to August 24th, because this thing just this revised policy just came out August 25, a few days ago. So if you are being in Canada, proud to August 24th. You're not talking about people that just entered Canada now. No. Proud to August 24. You'll be in Canada as a visitor. You'll not be able to go back because of many countries lock their airspace and they don't allow international travel, and you'll be here. And you want to work. Okay? You have a specific skill set, and you also have an employment offer from a company. You can apply for a work permit without leaving the country. That is just amazing. That's just amazing, because some people will say, oh, they look at the negative side and say, oh, government is desperate to use migrants to fill frontline positions. No. Honestly speaking, if I was a visitor and I like this country, I want to work, I have to go back to my country of origin, get my necessary document and apply. It takes a long time. But government knows that to build an economy, you need the best brain. Okay, there's a popular saying, Rome wasn't built a day. Same thing, an economy is not built a day. You need people, you understand, that can, initiate that process of development with the necessary skill set and information. They've seen that because of the impact of COVID-19. So, I mean, the government they didn't even hide the intent of this particular policy change. Okay, so the government provided this temporary public policy to benefit employers in Canada who continue to face difficulties finding the workers they need, as well as the temporary resident who would like to contribute their labor and skills to Canada's recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. I mean, a lot of countries, come on, right now we see in a lot of countries xenophobia, America is trying to build up walls. People are so scared of migrants now. People are saying, no, we don't want, come on guys, we are all migrants, whether you like it or not. If we go back, if we take the course of history and try to find out, we see that we're all migrants, you understand? From different civilizations, we begin to roam this planet, you understand? And once in a while, we find ourselves in a specific location, and we decide to stay there, and we grow family, grow a village, a community, and a country. We're all migrants, truthfully speaking. America is full of migrants, okay? Because they met some people there, okay? Same thing in different parts of the world. So I want to say thank you to Canada for provide the opportunity to such people to want to come and work, okay? And if they have a job offer, they can contribute to the economic recovery of Canada. A lot of countries will even take that initiative, and I like what Canada has done about that. What do you think, guys? So please, if you know anyone right now who's a visitor in Canada who want to work, who have the necessary skill set, and has a job offer out there, why not tell them? It's a good experience. You understand? Why not contribute to the country that you love so much, or contribute to a country that actually are very progressive, and they're taking a leadership role in this particular space. I want to say thank you to Canada for that. So guys, we're going to take a quick break, and please do not go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to share with you some juicy information, very beneficial as well. And so keep right there, and we'll be right back.
Time to turn your passion into a career. Do you believe you could host an entertaining, engaging, and thoughtful weekly show? Or are you a business person or entrepreneur interested in building a brand for yourself? Can you connect with an audience and have strong social media skills? If so, the GBCAM Network would love to invite you to join our team. We're looking for driven, genuine folks who are willing to work hard as an independent broadcaster. If this sounds like you, come join our team. For more information, email your resume to career@gbkm.fm. That is career, CAREER, at gbkm.fm. It's time to turn your passion into a career.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying tuned. You're on the Spotlight Show. I'm your host, J-Pace Napoleon Ogbole. If you're just joining us, thank you for tuning in. We sincerely appreciate you, and please, like I always say, tell your friends and neighbor, your family about this show. Go to our YouTube channel. We're broadcasting live right now on Facebook and YouTube at GBKM TV. So please go to our channel, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you can get new programs. Remember, the network has so many shows. It's a community station. Okay, we are the voice of the community. We pride ourselves as the voice of community. This is the Spotlight Show. So please, remember to share with your friends and family. Yes, guys, welcome back, and we are going to a next segment. And like last week, we started a new segment of this show, and yes, it's called Did You Know? Power Up at Top Run Consulting. Before we go there, who is Top Run Consulting? Top Run Consulting is a information technology training service provider. Information technology training service provider, equipping professionals with in-demand skills. And Top Run has successfully motivated professionals to transition and thrive in careers within the technology industry. Yes, tech space. They are called technical business and leadership skills. That's what they train people on. This is the skills required by leading organizations, and they have instructors. And look, I've benefited from this company immensely. Wonderful companies. When they go into IT space, business analysis, project management, Scrum, Agile training, or you were looking for some certifications. You're already in the field and you want some certification. They are wonderful trainings. So thank you so much to Top Rock Consulting for their support. And today they are bringing to us what is some 7 key jobs out there that you can make over $100,000. Wow. Yes, guys, you're in Canada, you know someone in Canada, or you want to migrate to Canada as a highly skilled, Top Run is your to go to for career change or training in technology services. Today, they provide these 7 jobs. That's actually right now in demand, and they pay over $100,000. The first one is actually early works sponsored by Metrolinx. It cut off there right now, but yes, that's what it is. And we have content creator by Self Decode. We have library branch manager by the City of Mississauga, experimental learning manager by Ryerson University, automotive sales consultant by Nissan, and real estate agent. A real estate agent is being required by a company called Real Estate Bay Reality, and obviously inside sales agent by another wonderful company called Simply Green. Okay, this is powered by Top Run. So if you are looking to get into any of this career, remember, based on an article I read recently from NACity, lots of businesses are now there recruiting for people, and you don't really need to get a second degree to get some of these jobs. They're looking for people with talent and drive, so if you have a few years of experience or only 1 or 2 years of experience, why not jump into that, get your resume ready and apply for those jobs. Or if you feel you do not have the necessary skill set for some of these jobs where you can earn over $100,000, go to Top Run Consulting, www.toprun.ca. Reach out to them. They have wonderful packages and training packages, you understand, including mentorship. Because some people want to change a career, you understand. It's not just a resume you need the skills, the on-demand skills that the company are looking for. Not only that, you need mentors, people of like mind who are already in the field who can help you navigate the terrain. You don't need to go through challenges that they've passed through. They've already passed through it and already have solutions. So reach out to them. So this is what Top Run is about. They have a huge network of IT professionals you can network with, and they can help you with your resume, some of this skill set, and some of this certification. So guys, today has been a very wonderful show. Yes, we talk about solution to some of this police brutality across the world, specifically in America. We also talk about the opportunity to work in Canada. If you're already in Canada as a visitor, this is good. And we also share some very wonderful jobs out there right now, because this is the 21st century, and a lot of jobs are going to get redundant. And with the impact of COVID-19, a lot of people are going to lose their job. Technology is that industry that is the future. Okay, so guys, if you really want to work, you want to have a business in the tech space, why not reach out to Top Run Consulting? Or why send me a direct message on Instagram at Jabez, JAYGBES, or send me an email, spotlight@gbkm.fm, and we can discuss. And there are so many people that reach out to me with business idea, looking for partners, or they already have an idea, looking for sponsors, looking for how to get into the market. Why reach out to me? I can link you up with other people as well, people of like minds, people of color, people of African descent, and you all can do great things together. So guys, don't forget what I said. The security industry, police department needs disruption. So guys, if you have solutions out there that can benefit them and benefit us as well, and improve the society and community relationship between, because in a lot of countries, a lot of communities do not like the police because of their use of force, you understand? And that's why I'm talking about empathy today, So guys, you have those solutions, why not work on it? Somebody's out there that will invest in that solution, and you can create wealth, create jobs, and improve the community, and even better yourself. So guys, remember, this show has always been about empowerment. As we come to the end of this show, I want to say thank you so much for spending this evening with me, or wherever you may be, maybe morning or afternoon in your countries. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll be back the same time next week. Remember, this show is 30-minute show. It starts from 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 6 p.m. Right now we're in summer, different time zones. So it's Eastern time, so wherever it may be, remember and check your time zone to see what it is in your own country. But remember, after every show, our recordings are always available on YouTube. You can always go back there to watch the recordings. So please, guys, this show is all about empowerment. Some people of African descent in the diaspora start thinking of businesses or a career. Most importantly, have multiple streams of income. The world is changing very fast. You understand? We don't depend on one stream of income. We don't go to social assistance and all that. We want to create wealth. You understand? We want to pass down wealth to the generation. We don't want the generation coming after us, our kids and grandkids, to struggle from start. No. What we went through, we don't want them to go through it. So that's why we're trying to create businesses. Trying to create companies, provide services or product. Create wealth and pass that on and be a solution to some of these problems, be a blessing to mankind. Okay, so if you need help, remember to reach out to me on the Instagram at Jaybes, JAYGBES, or send me an email, spotlight@gbkm.fm. Thank you so much, guys. Next week is going to be very impactful, and please stay tuned. And like I said, share, subscribe, and share this video. Be a blessing to somebody there, including the naysayer. Those that do not believe in you, send out there. This is not time for us to be fighting ourselves. This is time to unite. There's powers in numbers, guys. Okay, so being in Africa, the Africa Free Trade Agreement, Continental Free Trade Agreement is being ratified. Take advantage of that. I was reading an article recently. When that becomes norm, logistics is very important. Moving goods and services across that continent, you start looking to that industry, because I'm looking into it as well. If you have some solution you want to share, you're looking for partners, reach out to me. Logistics is going to be very important. I have to move goods and services to get across countries, because free trade now. You can move. I could be in Sao Tome, the island of Sao Tome, or I could be in Tanzania, and I have customers across the globe. You understand? I can supply my goods or services to. It's beautiful. Same thing in Caribbean. You understand? Same thing across the world. So guys, let's take advantage. Okay? So be that change, be that catalyst, be that person. And remember, wherever you are, whatever you do, you're always in the spotlight. The change you seek begins with you. Good night.
Do you know who you are? What is your name?
Sometimes you wonder why and wonder how. Don't be alone. Just stay calm, cause even if you choose or not to.
My child, recite the words of this ancient mythology. The wisdom I disperse in this verse, no apology. Memorize to keep you from evil theology. For you, the darker hue, you denied your equality. See, for generations we perpetrated psychology. Divide and conquer.